So my, background originally being in electrical engineering and robotics, I spent a little bit of time over at Northrop Grumman, and when I was there, worked on a bunch of really interesting problems, but really just got to see how, like, unfortunately archaic a lot of the infrastructure is on the manufacturing side of things. And I was starting to get the feeling that, like, the West was forgetting how to build great things, and I just wanted to make sure that didn't happen. So, I basically got my best friend and co-founder Peter, and we set out to go build Dirac. But the funny thing is, like, that was not the first version of our company. But the version we have today, the automated work construction platform, was not the first version that we set out to go build. We initially set out to go build our own manufacturing facility. We were trying to do robotic assembly for aerospace systems at scale. And so we said, like, hey, I want to build this, like, robotic, automated manufacturing facility. I want to be able to have, I want to be able to take a CAD file as an input to this robotic assembly cell that we were trying to build and have it automatically figure out the sequence and then automatically figure out what paths to, take for an arm to insert a part, a component for an assembly process. And we went to like 90 aerospace manufacturers over the course of 6 months, and they all basically said, the factory concept seems pretty neat, but that visual that we were showing them, that simulation, that would actually, be really useful for their folks on the shop floor today. Could they just have the software? And so for, probably 6 months, basically, we said, no, software's lame. We're going to build a hardware company. We're going to build a factory. It's going to be awesome. But after hearing that over and over again for like 6 months, we said, okay, maybe this makes sense. Maybe we should take the software out and basically sell that. We tore that simulation out from under the hood of that robotic assembly infrastructure and built a platform around it. And that is actually what BuildOS is today. It's the first automated work construction platform. So a little bit of a interesting, fun, and a little bit of a long and winding journey to get there, but here we are.
Yeah, I love that story because I remember getting to know you when you were working on sort of like the factory of the future for aerospace.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I was not one that thought, hey, I'm going to invest in that moment. Ver was who introduced me to you. So kudos to him.
Mhm.
I do remember the investor update you sent out when you first showed BuildOS. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. Because I had worked with so many manufacturing engineers that
Mhm.
had to like sit down at their computer for days or weeks on end, just converting designs into, assembly instructions. So it was easy to see how that was going to be adopted by manufacturers. So I love that you fought it for as long as you could because you love those hard problems. And then you said, hey, there's another hard problem we can solve here.